Why I have been overeating this week from a hormone nutritionist. I'm Marissa Faye. I'm a hormone and gut health expert for women. I help women reverse and reduce their symptoms with natural methods. I also, like you, have a long history with dieting. In fact, when I was 11 years old, I went on my first diet, at least that I can remember. My body has always been just slightly larger than what was socially acceptable. And now that was in the 90s when like the Kate Moss emaciated, malnourished look was super in. And my body is one that is meant to have curves, which is not everybody, but that just happens to be my genetics. So I spent a lot of time trying to change my body. And in the process, developed a lot of disordered thoughts around food. So an important distinction here is that you can have disordered eating thoughts without having an eating disorder. And things like trying to manipulate your body extensively with food or fitness can often fall into that category of at least disordered thoughts. So I have spent many, many years nourishing my body, because oftentimes what happens after like a lifetime of dieting and trying to manipulate your body with food and exercise is that your body is actually depleted. In fact, the picture of malnourishment is not an emaciated child. The picture of malnourishment in the Western world is actually someone who's overweight. It's true. You can have what's considered too much body fat. I'm not saying it's too much, but the world is, and actually not be properly nourished. So oftentimes the first step in reversing yourself out of dieting and actually getting your body to maintain at a happy, balanced place is infusing your body with much more nourishment. And that usually means you're going to have to eat. So I have spent a good amount of time infusing my body with nourishment, changing the way that I exercise from somebody who was a pretty extreme exerciser, teaching group fitness, doing CrossFit, teaching yoga, doing power yoga, training for a half marathon. Like, I pushed it, and not in a good way. And then I dialed it all back. And I really honed in on regulating my nervous system, telling my body it was safe, and nourishing myself. And the beautiful thing about that is now I struggle way less often with these disordered eating thoughts. But this week has been a week that's been hard. It actually started 6 days ago before I went on a vacation with my boyfriend and his family. And I just knew that I was going to be out of my typical nourishing routine. And sometimes for me, that is challenging. Not all the time. And I've gotten way better about how to plan and prepare myself mentally and emotionally and literally. But this week's been hard. And I just want to say that because I want to normalize that sometimes we have hard weeks.